Hello. If you ain't know, now you know. It's Cash T. What y'all boys got going on, bro? My name is Cash. I just said that. My name is Cash. We have 129 subscribers. What is y'all boys doing? Like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Subscribe, please. I'm begging you. Hey, well, please subscribe, dog. It's 4:14 in the morning. Listen, and I ain't capping. 4:14 in the morning. You know I'm up recording. I ain't recorded the past 2 weeks only because I've been testing new classes, all that type of stuff. So I'm back on my academic stuff. You know, Scholar Cash in the video. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's forget about that type of stuff. Let's get to the video we're about to watch. We're about to watch most uncomfortable things you'll ever see. Why do I want to watch this? I don't know. And y'all gonna watch it? Of course. Let's get into the video.
Once in a while, we encounter something so uncomfortable, we wish we'd never seen it to begin with.
Facts.
Whether you're a self-proclaimed perfectionist or just love a good cringe, buckle up, because here are some things that'll definitely make
that?
your eye twitch a little.
What is that? What the heck? We just started and showed some words.
Take a look at this photo and ask yourself what's wrong with it. This mind-bending image caused mass hysteria online after someone first tweeted it in July 2019, and people struggled to figure out exactly why it looks so off. Can't quite put your finger on it yet? This menu, belonging to a UK fish and chip shop, has inexplicably plated up an appetizing meal with the peas upside down. Someone obviously decided to Photoshop the veggies in rather than just photographing a real portion. Either that or they belong in Stranger Things.
Okay.
If misplaced peas are enough to cause a viral meltdown, check out this image and try to name as many things as you can. It seems simple at first, but on closer inspection, it's impossible to be certain what any of the strange objects in this jumble of shapes actually is. The baffling photo appeared in April 2019, and one theory is that it's supposed to simulate the experience of a stroke, where everything is hauntingly familiar, yet totally unrecognizable. Despite speculation, one unedited version claims that this is the answer. What do you see? Sandwiches are a well-loved meal for any time of day. And although there's constant debate over which way to cut them and what filling is best, there are some pretty standard procedures surrounding the snack. This, however, is definitely not one of them. PB&J may be a winning combo, but the thought of this sticky outer coating and dry bread center should be enough to make anyone's skin crawl.
That's weird. Who does
That reverse sandwich has got nothing on the nightmare this guy has dreamed up. Somehow, I don't feel like bread as a filling and processed sausage meat as the outside is going to catch on.
What is that?
But at least he looks pleased with himself. Why can't people just eat things normally? Some people might see the appeal of this futuristic staircase. And although it's definitely super cool to look at, for most this world would be a total nightmare. For starters, the jumbled step placements are a real sight for sore eyes. And can you imagine trying to leave the house in a rush? Or even worse, coming home and climbing them drunk? Not all marketing strategies play out how they were originally intended. And I'm not sure this badge design is getting the message across quite as well as its creators hoped. No, you're not having an aneurysm. The badge, which reads, "Do it a different way in various directions," is just incredibly stupid. Sometimes different doesn't equal better. Sometimes it does pay to deviate from the norm, particularly where food is concerned. Trying out new flavors can be rewarding when you stumble upon a new winning combo, but whoever decided to give this horrifying hot dog a whirl should be tried for crimes against humanity. The thought of the meaty yet minty flavors of this meal are truly gag-worthy. Imagine hard-boiling an egg and slicing into it to find there's no yolk inside it at all. This was the case for one Japanese woman who discovered the unnerving foodie phenomena in December 2016. Apparently, this is actually fairly common in egg production, although they don't usually make it through sorting. The yolkless egg is created when small amounts of reproductive tissue enter the hen's oviduct, triggering the regular formation of an egg, which is hilariously known as a fart egg.
What?
There are interior design fails, and then there are just deliberately sadistic ways to torture anyone who steps inside. And this bathroom is definitely the latter. The undeniably retro feel of the room is no excuse for the horrendously mismatched tile placement and angular mirror, which make it seem like the whole thing is leaning. Anyone would feel seasick in there, and entering with a hangover could spell disaster. No one likes to consider themselves a sheep who follows the crowd in life, but anyone who does things like this is far too reckless and needs to step back in line. My jaw hurts just looking at this photo, imagining the amount of chewing involved in such an enormous bite. This person probably also eats Kit Kats like this, or even worse, like this monster.
Nah, that one
There's a
right.
certain supermarket etiquette, and all clubbed in such an enormous bite. This person probably also eats Kit Kats like this, or even worse, like this monster. There's a certain supermarket etiquette, and although not everyone behaves accordingly, this woman really pushed the boundaries for total grocery shopping no-goes. Yes, this lady is seriously using 3 whole loaves of bread as knee pads while she browses the selection on the shelves. Does anyone really take bread selecting this seriously? Nail art is getting out of hand these days, with people thinking up all sorts of wacky new ways to decorate their fingertips. But this unique new take is too uncomfortable for words. This aerial shot of a neighborhood in Florida is enough to trigger anybody's OCD. It might look like someone's been messing around while playing The Sims, but this slapdash block of conflicting houses and buildings was actually built like this deliberately. It was likely planned following regular northeast-southwest coordinates before the rest of the neighborhood was aligned parallel to the coastline instead. Thanksgiving is the perfect time for families to get together and enjoy some quality time. But if there's one way to ruin the gathering, it's this. Whoever took this photo definitely lost a loved one that day. They're just not sure which pumpkin pie murdering member it is yet. Footwear is a controversial subject for some people, but I think we can all agree that these iron flip-flops look pretty horrendous all around. Lugging 2 lumps of solid metal around on your feet doesn't seem like an ideal situation for a day at the beach. But I guess the chances of stubbing your toe might be significantly reduced. Most kids and fun-loving adults would love a water slide in their own backyard, but I'm not entirely sold on this design. Between the incredibly steep ladder, tight-fitting tube, and approximate 1-second ride which would fire you into the water at high speed, this seems like one seriously uncomfortable slide. If you're a self-proclaimed perfectionist, even the smallest thing out of place can be incredibly frustrating. One homeowner hit breaking point when they noticed this after 9 long years. This horrendously mismatched alignment isn't something they'll ever be able to pass again without looking at it. Time to move out, I guess. Whoever designed this control panel clearly didn't want anyone to leave the elevator. On the correct floor, at least. The buttons on this thing look more like a bingo scorecard than a logical system of organization. And for all the confusion it causes, it's probably worth just taking the stairs instead. Imagine visiting someone's house for the first time and discovering this when you head upstairs to use the bathroom. Most people would run in the opposite direction, but I'll bet the most curious among us would like to feel this under barefoot. Either way, it's seriously uncomfortable to look at. The world's greatest monuments are serious tourist traps, and millions of people journey far and wide to snap iconic photos each year. But can you imagine making it to the top of the Eiffel Tower to see this? This unlucky tourist was just a few minutes late to see the tower's shadow line up perfectly with the Jardin du Trocadero across the bridge. I guess they could always camp out and try again tomorrow. If that last photo wasn't enough to set off your OCD, then try this one out for size. This wonky door in North London has irritated people all over the internet who can't fathom how out of place the askew door looks on the street. The most infuriating thing about this is probably that the postman has to lean slightly to deliver the mail through the letterbox. We've all made the mistake of guzzling a glass of fresh orange juice after brushing our teeth at some point in our lives, but even that combination pales in comparison with this criminal offender. It takes a true psychopath to sacrifice a perfectly good cookie in such a reckless way. And if you don't see the problem here, then you might just be one
don't know him, but
there's always room for a little more creativity in daily life, but if
y'all, I'm gonna go back. Hold on. See this cookie, and this orange thing. I have a homeboy. Name was NASA2K on YouTube. Y'all go subscribe to him. He's stupid enough to do stuff like this just to make me mad. He'll do stuff like that just to make me mad. Like,
perfectly good cookie in such a reckless way. And if you don't see the problem here, then you might just be one too.
Disgusting.
There's always room for a little more creativity in daily life, but if you're going to do something like this, then perhaps you should rein it back in a bit. It certainly takes some talent to organize your own body hair into a work of art, but those eyes are staring straight into my soul. If dieting isn't quite going your way, then maybe you should give this fork a go for guaranteed success. Perhaps this was a product of a simple manufacturing mistake, or it's one hell of a torture device for anyone hoping to get some solid food into their body. I shudder to think how frustrating this cutlery would be to use. People will eat just about anything nowadays, but is this really necessary? I guess this would be one way to seriously confuse hotel staff, But is a
What is
prank
that?
really worth the unthinkable soapy taste and clammy texture of this in your mouth? Even if just for a second? In
That's
the age of
soap?
Bluetooth connectivity, wired headphones are becoming increasingly annoying. But this solution seems more uncomfortable than ingenious. The effort
Ew.
involved in feeding the cord through each piercing seems infuriating enough. But just imagine walking away from your laptop and forgetting they're still plugged in.
How did the big
No,
part
this
get
image
in
isn't Photoshop, and it surprisingly isn't a collection of
That's
huge lumps
meat.
of raw red meat either. This outdoor furniture is actually made from marble, specifically rose quartz, which has been polished and sold. In fact, collectors in China go crazy over these meat rocks,
this
and the
makes me
finest
feel
specimens resembling marbled pork or beef can sell for thousands. So this meaty altar is probably priceless. Avocado is a favorite food for hipsters and influencers ready to snap the perfect #brunch photo. But there's something incredibly disconcerting about this concept. This shaved avocado is the work of artist Ambera Wellman, whose specialty is making everyday objects as uncomfortable as possible in photos you just can't look away from. Getting stuck in traffic is not enjoyable on most accounts. But not much could be worse than this 25-lane highway in China which merges into 4 after passing through toll booths. A drone captured this hideously uncomfortable jam in 2015 after thousands of Chinese holidaymakers got stuck after a national holiday on their way back to Beijing. In August 2010, a similar incident occurred which lasted 2 whole weeks, with some drivers moving their vehicles only 1 kilometer per day and reporting being stuck for 5 days. In life, there are people who play it safe and those who like to take risks. And then there's this person. Even looking at this photo is enough to cause an anxiety flare-up, let alone driving the car with this full cup of Coke dangerously balancing vertically. One unexpected speed bump or emergency stop, and it's game over.
Right.
Anyone with the slightest OCD tendencies would struggle to function after spotting this on their bathroom floor.
What is that?
This mildly infuriating missing tile is also a real source of mystery. Was it always that way? Or what exactly happened to it? Finding matching colored paint might be the only solution to this uncomfortable situation. This running track might not seem particularly unusual, but take a closer look at the numbers and you'll see why this is so uncomfortable to look at. The most eagle-eyed will have spotted that the number 3 is actually stenciled upside down. Can't unsee it now. Plenty of people idolize their favorite pop stars, and it's not uncommon for kids to theme their own birthday around them. But this Justin Bieber cake is certainly not child-friendly. The likeness might be there right now, but I wonder what this horrifying raw meat creation would look like after it's been cooked. If there's one way to make someone uncomfortable on their birthday, besides constructing their favorite singer out of meat, it's serving them a cake like this one. Even if this stomach-churning message turns out to be a harmless prank, no amount of convincing is going to stop someone from being extra cautious with every bite. There's certain things that are so hideous, you just can't look away. And this woman's bizarre tongue is most definitely one of them. These enormous cracks might seem like the result of some horrific accident, but apparently this genetic condition known as tongue fissures is fairly common. Sufferers say it's totally painless and just requires a little extra brushing, but it's still hella uncomfortable to look at. Which of these things made your toes curl the most? Let me know in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.
Why he showed that video last? Like it was funny. Like that's disgusting. No disrespect though, but that's disgusting. That's nasty. This uncomfortable things. I forgot. I read it and I thought it was to make me cringe, but it just made me feel uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable. Let me know if you felt uncomfortable in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and please, if you know, now you know. It's Cash T. I'm out of here. Bye.